Hi everyone, Ravi this side. Welcome to Engineering Adda. So in this video, we are going to use ChatGPT to create a Spring Boot CRUD project, and then we'll do the integration testing of that project. So this is what we are going to discuss in this video. So let's get started for that. So first of all, we'll try to create a Spring Boot CRUD project using ChatGPT, and with the help of ChatGPT only, we'll try to add the integration testing code and see if it is working or not. Okay, so let's get started for that. So if you are aware that I already have uploaded one video on my channel, how to develop a Spring Boot CRUD project with the Chat GPT without doing a single line of code from yourself. So you can also watch it and then you can come here, or else you can directly watch this video, because in this video also I'm going to generate the Spring Boot CRUD project and then we'll do the integration testing for that. So let me go to the IntelliJ. And okay, so first of all, let me go to the Chat GPT. So here you can see I have logged into the Chat GPT, and you can, this is the dashboard of the Chat GPT. You can come here to the chatbot and ask for your questions. Okay, so first of all, let me try to ask Chat GPT how to create a Spring Boot CRUD project. So how to create a Spring Boot CRUD project. It will give us the way how you can create your Spring Boot CRUD project. You can say it is saying that creating a Spring Boot CRUD project involves several steps. Here is a step-by-step guide. You can see it is telling you that you should be having a JDK as a one ID you can have. I'm using the IntelliJ, or you can also use the Eclipse. Then you can create a Spring Boot project. Then some starter dependency you need to include. You need to do some development entity repository you need to develop, and then you need to develop the service layer and then the controller. Finally, we'll create one a Spring Boot CRUD project. Okay, so it is saying about all those steps. Now let me ask ChatGPT to generate the code for that as well. So just let it complete and then we'll ask. It is also saying how you can test your APIs using the Postman. So let me ask ChatGPT, generate CRUD project, or something like a Spring Boot CRUD project, Spring Boot CRUD project with product as an entity. Okay, so you can see step one is create a new Spring Boot project, and you can see it is telling us to include the web data JPA, H2 database, create a product entity. Okay, it is also creating the product entity here with the attributes ID, name, description, and the price. And it is generating the getter and setter. Okay, now it will create the product repository for us, which is extending the JPA repository. And now it will create the service for us, product service, which is having the four methods, which are the CRUD methods. Okay, and then now it is creating the product service implementation class, where it will implement the methods from the product service. And then finally it will create the controller for us. Okay, so let me ask it continue generating. Okay, it is generating it now. By now, this time it is not coming in the black background. I don't know how we can copy it. Okay, so let me try to come to the top and let me try to go one by one. So here you can see, first of all, let me come here and let me go through this. So here you can see you need to set up your development environment, which we already have. And we have the JDK 17 and ID, we have the IntelliJ. And now we'll try to create a Spring Boot project. So there is a two way to create a Spring Boot project. If you are using the IntelliJ Ultimate version, you can directly come here to the file and go to the new project and create it. If you are not using the Ultimate version, what you can do, you can go to the Spring Initializer, and here also you can come and then create it. This is the same page which is opening in the IntelliJ if you are using the Ultimate version. Okay, so let me try to come here to the IntelliJ and go to the file, new project, and create a Spring Boot project, a Spring Boot CRUD with integration test. Okay, and type of the project should be Maven. Let me go next and go to the chat GPT and let's see what it has suggested. So here you can see it has suggested to use some dependency like Spring Web, JPA and H2 database. So this is the in-memory database that ChatGPT is suggesting us to use, but we are going to use the MySQL database, which I already have installed locally on my machine. Okay, so you can see this, right? So let me try to come here to the IntelliJ and include those dependency. So we need to include the web, we need to include JPA, and we need to include the database dependency. So database I'm going to use is MySQL, so I will use MySQL driver. I'm also going to use one additional dependency which is Lombok, so that we can reduce our code. We need not to generate the getter and setter to string. We can directly use the Lombok to generate those things. So that is why I'm including it. ChatGPT has not recommended us, but yeah, we are including it. So here you can see it is started resolving those dependencies, and then we can start our development. So let me go to the ChatGPT, and here you can see what next it has suggested. It has suggested us the way how we can create our Spring Boot CRUD project. We need to create the entity, we need to create the repository, service, implementation, and then the controller. And it has generated the code for this also. So here you can see it is saying us to include this strata dependency, web, JPA, and S2, which we already have included. Okay, now we need to create the model or the entity. So first of all, let me go to the IntelliJ and let me go to the source, main, Java, and here let me try to create one package called entity. Okay, come to the chat GPT, copy this piece of code, and you can see the class name is product. So let me try to come here to the entity and create one class called product. Okay, and just paste this code here. So we are good now. Let me try to include these things here. Okay, let me try to remove this package from here. So we are good. And I'm going to remove this getter and setter which is generated by the chat GPT, and with the help of Lombok we can generate it using some annotations. Okay, so let me try to import the entity here, and let me try to use all argument constructor, no argument constructor, and data to generate the getter and setters. And now we are also going to generate the table. So for that we are going to use the table annotation, and let's say the table name is product table. Okay, now let me try to include this ID which is coming from the Jakarta persistence, and generated value, generation type, So we are good now. So we have created this product entity now. And let me try to go to the chat GPT now and then go down. Here you can see it says to create the product repository, and it has created the one product repository interface. So copy this name and come here to the IntelliJ, and let me try to create one repo package here, which is repository. Okay, and then we'll try to create one interface with the name product repository here. Okay, and now go to the chat GPT, copy this piece of code, come here to the IntelliJ and then paste it. Let me try to remove this packages, demo, JP and all. Let me try to remove this, and we'll include the product and the JP as well. So we are good now. Now go to the chat GPT. What it is suggesting, we need to create the product service interface. So copy this name, come to the IntelliJ. First of all, let me try to create one package called product service or service. Create one interface called product service here. Come to the chat GPT, copy this piece of code, come here and paste it. Let me try to remove these things and then include it from our base code. So include the list. So we are good now. Here you can see we have our ChatGPT has created the methods which are get all products, product by ID, save and delete. It does not have the update one, so later on we can include for our convenience, but as of now we are just keeping these four methods. So come to the ChatGPT, come here, copy this piece of code, and it is the code for the product service implementation. So you can come here to the service, right click on it, create one package called IMPL, and right click on it, create one class called product service IMPL, and just add it. Paste all those codes, remove this unnecessary piece of code, and import those services and all. Okay, now let me try to see why it is. Let me try to import the repository. Okay, product. So we are good now. Okay, so this is the implementation of all the methods that we have created in the product service. Now what next? We need to generate the controller, right? So you can see it has generated the code for the controller. So let me try to copy this from here. Okay, copy this piece of code. First of all, what is the name of the controller? So it has not given here. Let me try to ask ChatGPT again to create the controller for the above project. Okay, okay. So you can see it started generating the code for that. So wait for it. It is also generating the update product also, but we don't have the implementation for the update product. So we'll try to remove it and then see. So sometime it is going away from the path. Just copy this piece of code. Now come here to the IntelliJ And first of all, let me try to create one package called controller. And here we'll try to create one class called product controller. Okay, paste this piece of code, come up. Let me try to remove these things. This as well. Now come down. Let me import the product service. Import this product as well. Good, good, good. So we have get by ID, get all. We have post, we have put, and do we have the put method there? No, I think. So it is calling this get product by ID, and after that it is setting those things and saving it back. So that is also good, and we have the delete mapping as well. So we are good now. Now let me try to ask ChatGPT for the database configuration code. So let me come here, generate the code or configuration to connect with MySQL DB. Okay. So it is saying that you can use these dependencies, and then these are some configuration that you need to do in order to connect with the database. Okay. So it is also giving us the app configuration and all. So we need this piece of code. So just copy it, come here to the resources, application properties file, paste it here. So here you can see it is giving us the URL, username, password, and the driver class name. And these are some Hibernate related configurations. Okay, so these are for automatically generating the tables and running some Hibernate queries. So we are good now. Let me try to create this database, or I already have couple of databases in my MySQL DB. So you can see I already have the product database here, and inside the product database, inside table, I already have one table called products. Let me try to drop it, and we are going to use this product database as our database. Okay, so let me try to drop it from here. Now let me try to refresh the tables, and we don't have anything, right? So we are going to use this product database as our database. So copy this name and come here to the IntelliJ and just replace it. Remove this inverted commas. And here you need to provide the username. So my username is root and the password is Ravi at the rate 1998. Okay. And rest all are good. Now let me go to the chat GPT and see what else it has generated. It has generated the data source. We are not going to use it. Okay. So this is what we require to create a Spring Boot CRUD project. Now let me try to run this application and hit the endpoint and see what is there or not. So just wait for a few seconds. So yeah, our application is up on the port number 8080. Now let me try to go to the MySQL, and here let me try to refresh these tables. And here you can see we have created this product table. Okay, and let me try to run this query to see if it is something is there in the product table or not. So just select and run. So you can see we have these four attributes and the schema is created, but nothing is there in the product table. Now come here to the chat GPT, or what you can see what you can do. You can come here to the postman and directly you can hit couple of APIs and insert couple of records in the database and then see. So by this what we'll do, we'll try to also check all the APIs is working fine or not. So let me try to the IntelliJ and let me try to go to the product controller and let me try to hit one API at a time, and then we'll try to test all the APIs one by one. So the class level mapping is API v1 and product. So let me try to copy this, and our application is up on the port number 8080. So come to the Postman. Let me try to create the URL here, API v1 products. Now let's say I'm going to hit this get mapping. So as of now we don't have anything, so it will return nothing for us. So you can see we are not able to get anything here. Now let me try to insert couple of records, couple of product in our database. So this is the post mapping that we need to access, and here we are passing the request body as a product reference. So come here, and first of all let me go to the IntelliJ, go to the product entity and see what all the attributes we have. We have the ID, name, description and the price. So accordingly we'll form the body here, ID, name, description and the price. Let me try to remove the quantity from here, and let's say the ID is 1. Okay, so we are good now. So what we did, we created one body, request body, and with the help of this we'll try to insert it to the database. So the method type for it, for the insertion, is post, and this is the API for the post, and these are the request body that we are passing from the postman. Just send it, and here you can see we have inserted one record. Let me go to the MySQL and then try to run it, and here you can see we have inserted one record here. So this is working good. Now let me try to insert couple of more records. Let's say product is mobile and the price is, let's say, 20,000. Insert it. Let me try to insert laptop. Price is 1 lakh. Insert it. So we are good now. We have inserted three records or three product, you can say, right? So this post and get APIs are working fine. Now let me try to go to the IntelliJ and go to the product controller, and let me try to hit this get by ID API. So we need to provide the ID as a path variable, get, and then see. So here you can see we are also able to get the product by the ID. So the product ID 1 and the product name was tablet. Okay, so these are the description related to the product 1. So we are able to find the product 1, we are able to get the product 1. So we are able to run this API which is get product by ID. It is also working fine. Now let me try to use this post mapping. Okay, so based upon the ID we'll try to update the product. So what we'll do, we'll try to pass the ID as a path variable, then it will go to the database, it will fetch out that particular product, and based upon that product we'll try to do some changes in that product, we'll try to update that product, and finally we'll save it. So let me come here, let me try to update the price of the laptop to 2 lakhs, and the method type should be post. Let me try to remove it. Okay, so the ID for the product is 3, and these are the body that we are sending. Just hit enter, and you can see the price of the laptop is updated from 1 lakh to the 2 lakhs. Let me try to go to the database and run the query to show you. So here you can see it is updated to 2 lakhs. So the post is also working fine. Coming to the delete, if you want to delete, you can delete it by providing the ID. So let me try to hit this API as well. So come to the postman, and let's say I'm going to delete the product 3. Okay, so just pass the ID as a path variable, use the method as delete, and then hit enter. And you can see the product table 3 is deleted. So you can come here to the product table and you can run this query and see we only have two records. only have two products. The third product is deleted from the table. So all the APIs are working fine. Now let me go to the chat GPT and ask chat GPT to generate the code for the integration testing. So let me go there and let me ask it generate the integration test for above project including APIs. Okay, something happened and it occurred. Either the engine you requested does not exist or there was another issue processing your request. If this issue persists, please contact us through our help center at the help OpenAI. Let me try to refresh it and then go inside it and then see. Okay, or you can see regenerate response. So just wait for a few seconds. It might pick up here. Yeah, you can see it has picked up and it is started generating the code for us. So you can wait till it generates the code and then we can come here and create a class and then do the integration testing here. Okay, so first of all, let me go up and let me copy this class name and create one class in our test module. So you can come here and you can come to the test. Let me go. So here you can see inside the source we have the main and the test. You can come inside the test, right click on it and create one class. So this is the class that we are going to create product controller integration test, which is suggested by the chat GPT itself. Okay, now just go to the chat GPT and see what all it has generated. So just wait for a few seconds, let it complete its code. It is generating for the update product as well. So yeah, let it generate. We'll copy whole code and then we'll go to the class that we have created, paste it there, do some correction and then try to run the integration test one by one for each of the methods, for each of the CRUD operations. Okay, so now I think it has stuck here. Okay, let me try to copy this piece of code and let me try to ask ChatGPT to continue generation. So continue generate. Come here to this IntelliJ and paste the code here. Now you need to include couple of things here. Okay, so you can see this. Let me try to include all of this. I think these all things are added by the chat GPT itself, right? Let me go to the chat GPT and okay, so this time it has not added. Let me try to come here and let me try to add this things unit to the class path. Now let me try to import the Spring Runner. Okay, import it. Import the run with. Similarly, you can import all of this annotations. Auto add the mock MVC. Import mock MVC as well. Object mapper. Product service. Product repository. Test. Now let me try to. So here you can see it has picked up the DTO, but we don't have any DTO, right? We have the product so entity. So let me try to create one product reference here, a product object you can say. And what we have the ID, which is in long, and the name, description, and the price. We have price is in double. So let me try to remove this new big decimal. So we are good now. And for the post API, let me try to go to the controller and show you what all the APIs we have. So go to the controller, and here you can see the class label mapping for the controller is API v1 product. So copy these things, and for post we don't have any mapping, right? So come to the test and paste it here, remove this one, include the port. It should come from the HTTP or mock MVC request. This is the one. Now let me try to include the media type as well, and here we should pass the product. Copy this and pass it here, and let me try to import this status as well, JSON path. It should come from the mock MVC. Okay, so we are good now. So similarly we need to do some correction for the others test methods. So get product by ID is there, right? So let me try to, this is the test create product, right? So we have created this product and mock MVC is calling this and then simply returning it. But where we are mocking it, let me try to run this and then see how it is working. Our code is not complete, so this might get some error. Yeah, you can see. Now let me go to the chat GPT, and we asked chat GPT to regenerate the code, so it has generated these things, I think. So let me try to copy this piece of code as of now. Okay, come here to the IntelliJ, and what was that? This should be something like this. Let me try to close it by ourselves. Okay, and let me try to close this method class. Let me try to put the delete product testing methods. Okay, so delete product is this. Let me try to remove this extra closing braces. Now create is fine. Now let me go to the get product by ID. So here we have the save product. Okay, let me try to create the product here. So it is, let's say, 1L. Name is test product, description is test description, and the value should be, or the price should be, let's say 10.99. Okay, and then product dot save, and now we have perform get. So let me try to include the get here. Let's say this, it should come from the mock MVC, right? So where is the post? You can see this, right? So similarly we should be having the get. Okay, so let me try to remove it and get it from the mock MVC. So let me try to copy this piece of code, paste it here. Let's say it is get, come down, and get is done now. And what is the URL for the get? So the base level URL is what was that? Let me go to the up. It is API v1 and products. Copy this, come down, and provide it here. And then we are providing the ID as a path variable. Okay, now come down, get all products. So let's say we have product 1, product 2. Okay, so it is save product, product 1, save product, product 2. We need to make these changes, like ID should be 1L, something like that. And for this it is 2L, let's say. Let me put comma here. Let me remove the new big decimal. it is double for our case, so let me try to remove it. So these are the things that you need to do if the chat GPT is not generating the correct code. So, and has size, let me try to include it from here. Okay, so we are good. Now again we need to have a save product. Let me try to come up and then copy the first one, which is new product. Copy this, come down. Let me try to remove this from here, and let's say this is good. Now it should be product product equal to this. So we are good. This is DTO, so let me try to remove this. As of now we don't have any DTO, so it is giving the updated record, right? So let me try to convert it to the product, and product itself here, let's say the ID is 1L, updated, and then the price is 20.99. Okay, so we are good. Let me try to include the put as well from HTTP, and content as well. Here we need to have product, copy this thing, come here, paste it. Why it is giving the error? Okay, let me try to, as of now let me try to comment this update and delete one, and then first we'll try to check the above two, and then we'll see above three. Okay, so let me try to run this test create product and then see how it is working, and then show you the flow, how it is going and testing our API. So it is failing, right? Let me come here, go down, and it is looking for the 200, but it is getting 201. Okay, so let me try to include when product service create product is called, or save product, something like that is called, then we should be returning the product. Okay, let me try to run it again and then see. It is still failing. Let me try to comment this piece of code, go to the controller and then see what is returning from here. So come to the post, and it is created, and what is we are looking here, coming to the test, it is okay, right? So that is the mismatch here. So let me come here to the controller, and or what you can do, you can come here to the test and you can change it from here as well, right? So let's say it is created. Okay, now let me try to run this piece of code and then see. And this time you can see it has passed the test. So let me try to show you the flow. So you can see we have created one product here, and we are calling this API, which is a post API. Okay, and we are passing this product as a value, write value as a string. Okay, in this as a body we are passing to this API this product. Okay, and then we are testing its value. So ID should be number, and the value is test product. You can see the value is test product here, and the value is test description. Sorry, the description value is test description, which is also matching here, and the price value is 10.99, which is also matching here, right? And if everything is okay, then it is the status is created, which is matching to the status of product controller post mapping, which is created. So if everything is working fine, then it will uh, pass our test. So this is how you can integrate your, or you can do the integration testing for the APIs. So this is about the save product or create product. Now let me go down and do the testing for the get product by ID. Okay, so let me try to run this, and you can see it has also passed the test. Okay, similarly you can go down and let me try to run for the get all products. But here we are not providing the correct URL, so let me try to, you can see it has failed. Let me try to copy the URL from above and then try to perform this. So copy this whole code, come down, paste it here. Let me remove the ID because, and this forward slash, because let me go to the product controller. So you can see to get all the products from the database, what URL we have. We have the get mapping and we don't have any additional URL here. We have the base URL only for the get mapping, right? So that is why we are passing it here. Come here to the test. Okay, so we have saved these two product. We are passing this API. We are trying to test this API, and whatever product we have created here, we are just checking it out here. Okay, now let me try to run this and then see. Okay, so this time this test has also passed. So all the tests are passing. Now let me try to, so let me try to go to the controller, and we don't have any service method for the update, right? But we have the controller for the put or update. So for now, just leave the update one. Now let me try to test the delete one. So let me try to go there to the delete and let's see how it is working. So go to the product this. Let me try to uncomment the delete one, or let me try to remove it from here. And this piece of code, let me try to remove it from here as well, and then try to comment this piece of code only and uncomment the delete one. Okay, so as of now we have only one product. Let's say 1L, name is test product, description is this, and the value is, or the price is 10.99. Let me try to remove this, save product. Okay, now we are hitting this delete API, so let me try to include the delete one, and the API for the delete is base URL plus ID, which is passed by the path variable. Okay, so let me try to do this, remove this forward one, and let me try to, as of now, let me try to remove this piece of code and try to run this and then see how it is working. So you can see this test has also passed. So all of the four APIs are working fine. For update, you can try it out. If it is not working, let me know. I can try to push the code for this as well. Okay. So this is about the video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel for more such content. Thanks.